This is Mrs. George, and I'm here to talk to you about a very important skill that our children need, that is independence. Okay, how do we encourage independence among our children? And what can we do to encourage independence? So, this video should focus on all age groups between age 2 to up till age 16, 17, but I will specifically talk about what to do with teenagers towards the end of the video. So, the first thing is for you to identify why I need my child to be independent. Ask yourself that question. Do I want to do things for them, or do I want them to learn to do things on their own? Is telling them to do things easier on your day? Probably, but is it going to be easy for them in the future? Will it help them live independently when they grow older? Ask yourself these 5, 6 questions before we go further in how to make them independent. So we're going to focus on 5 specific things that you can do. Okay, so number 1 is consistency. This is the most important thing when you're teaching a new skill. So if you're not consistent, your child would not think that it is important enough. So if you're doing something consistently, like if you want your child to eat lunch and dinner and breakfast in time, they know that it's important for you, and that's why they do it. So anything you want, any change you need in the behavior, you have to be consistent. So they shouldn't think that it is okay because mom and dad are going to just tell me what to do next, so I don't really need to do it. So you need to be consistent if you're trying to change behavior. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is answer questions with discussion. Not all the questions, of course, but some questions where and when you can. So if a child comes and asks you, "Mommy, I'm bored," okay, and you say, "Okay, just go and play with your Lego or go play something on your iPad." So there was no thinking involved. The child did not have to think. You thought for them and you told them what to do next. So what can you do instead? So if a child comes and asks you, "I'm bored," so answer this question with the discussion. "Oh no," and relate to the feeling. "Oh no, you're bored. Okay, what can we do? What do you think we can do?" And then let the child answer your questions. That way, the child knows that I can think on my own. I have the independence to make that decision what I can do. Of course, you're directing it, you're supervising it, you're not going to allow him to run in the middle of the road if he chooses to, but this gives them a sense of responsibility, a sense of independence. So number 1, consistency. Number 2, answer questions with discussion where and when you can, in simple decisions, in day-to-day decisions. It is very helpful. Number 3, routine. That's my favorite. Have a routine and encourage a routine. Okay, so why I say have a routine? Because if you don't have one, the child cannot have one either. So if you don't wake up on time every single day, the child's not going to. If you don't do things at the same time every day, children are watching and learning. Children learn best through observation. So what you do, children do. So it's very important that you have a routine in order for you to encourage routine. And you can praise routine. You can say positive things to encourage that routine, what you've set in place. Okay. Number 4, assign tasks. I know it sounds very technical, but assign a task. It could be assign jobs, just general jobs in the house. What you think your child can do, that your child can do well, not fail in. So something like making a sandwich on their own, or cleaning their own room, or folding their clothes, or folding the bed sheet. Something simple that they can do. When I say let them do it, you have to let them finish the task. It's not that you've given them to make a sandwich, but you're the one who's cleaning after. You can, of course, supervise, direct, but it's from start to finish. You can support, you can help, but give them the independence to do the tasks. Okay. Now, number 5, same as the first one, consistency. Number 5 is equally important. Praise specific work. Don't just praise them all day long. Don't overpraise. It's very important that you're not overpraising. Praise specifically the tasks they did on their own. Encourage that. Okay, so these are 5 things: consistency, answer questions with discussion, routine, assign jobs or tasks, and praise specific work. Okay. Okay, so now for parents of teenagers, so what do you do? So most of this should work with all children. Okay, but if you've not practiced this when they were young, or it's a bit tricky to practice rules and praise and it doesn't work, there is something else that you could try. Okay, so at that age, we need to encourage more responsibility, but with more tactfully. You need to try and have a mix of a relationship: authority, because you're still a parent, you're still their parent, but a little more relaxed and a little more flexible in terms of making decisions. Okay, day-to-day decisions, simple decisions, not their personal decisions, or the decisions they're making for themselves, or decisions that you're making as a family, simple decisions. It doesn't have to be major financial decisions in the house, but something simple that you make in the house, like where to go for dinner. Don't decide and tell them. Get them involved in making those simple decisions in the house. Um, Decision making gives them a sense of responsibility, respect, and independence. Okay, so taking their opinion on something, what do they think? Giving them the respect of growing up, having more knowledge about the world, having more respect for them would give them respect for themselves, have a higher self esteem, and would encourage independence. Okay, it means a world to them that you're giving them respect for what they know. Okay, so hope these strategies were helpful. There's one thing that I want to say in the end, that when you're praising, don't overpraise, of course, but praising is very easy when you're honest. So be honest when you're praising. It has to be an honest praise. Don't force yourself to praise. If you really like something, say it. Okay, I hope this was helpful.